Because a lot of stuff has been happening. Just wow. Ever since towards the end of last year, it's just been like a whirlwind of just random news and just random stuff. Like just a lot has been happening. Right? Wouldn't you guys agree? Like a lot of stuff has been happening as of lately.
I don't even know where to begin with all the craziness that's happening.
Seriously, like it's just been ridiculous.
I mean, where do we
like, oh my god, this is
right? Like, where do we start?
oh gosh, like I think personally, like we should definitely start with well, I mean, let's start with the good stuff. Like, let's just start with the big Kahuna, as I would say, which it would be the Lightning Collection. Like,
yes.
First of all, the Lightning Collection, like, whoa. First of all, so a little lead in, as we will. So basically, they kind of started out with the Lightning Collection with this new wave 4. They initially only introduced SPD Red, Jack Lanterns,
which looked nothing like him.
There's some tea behind that, girl. There's some tea. So we originally came out with him. We came out with Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
And we originally came out with Rocky the Blue Ranger.
Yes.
From Power Rangers Zeo. Now, the gag is... Ooh, I'm echoing. Ooh, somebody echo. So yeah, originally, Rocky. So, originally Trini was not mentioned.
No.
Kind of knew.
There was a rumor. There was a rumor beforehand.
There was a rumor, yes, but officially she was not rumored. Mm-hmm. She was not, named officially.
She was not
but we kind of knew that Trini was going to be a part of this wave. Now, the gag is with SPD Red Ranger here. First of all, I don't know who is in charge of the facial stuff with Hasbro. I'm not sure who's in charge, but instead of getting Brandon McLaurin, no, they did not. They did not get him.
No.
They found a picture of a random cosplayer who looks like him, because all blacks will look alike, apparently.
That is debatable. I didn't think that guy looked like Brandon.
No.
At all. Didn't look nothing like him.
Not even close.
Not even close.
He just had locks.
Like that's yeah. Like, I mean, that's just like me wearing my full locks and then finding a picture of me and being like, hey, this is SBG Jack. Like, no. No. Like.
And the fact that they found a cosplayer of all people.
Right. You couldn't go do a quick Google search and see what his name was, and then make sure that that was the same face that was in the suit, same actor. Like,
I mean, think about the amount of money you just wasted and the environment you just wasted on spending on making this guy that doesn't even look like Brandon, because it's not Brandon.
Because it's not.
Well, I mean, if I can remember, the action figure does resemble the actor, but the picture that they had used when they announced the figure, it was like a reference photo that it was of a cosplayer. Right. So that confused and angered fans, because we were thinking like, dang, so is the figure going to look like that? Because I think initially the picture of the figure too was kind of blurry.
Yeah.
And then when they officially, a few months later, when they showed some better shots of the figure, they had then put a photo of Brandon, and then we got to see that the figure actually does resemble.
I mean, I feel like it resembles him in the sense. Okay, like let's rewind. Like if you look at all the other Lightning Collection that came out, I feel like all the other collection like resemble dead on to the photo that they would have used. Where I feel like with Brandon, it didn't.
Some are better than others.
I can't say that. I can't say that because that's Zach. I don't know.
Okay.
No, that's Tito Jackson. That is not Walter Jones.
Oh no! Sorry, I forgot that Zach was released.
Tito Jackson.
No, I'm so sorry.
Tito Jackson.
No, I'm sorry. I was thinking of like Austin St. John. I was thinking of like obviously Rocky.
Oh, that don't look like Steve.
Oh, not even.
I don't know. Rocky.
No, I thought it looks like Steve. Let me check my eyes. Let me check my eyes.
Girl, what Puerto Rican they use for Rocky? That is Steve Cardenas. I don't know who that is. What Puerto Rican they use?
Let me check my eyes. Oh my god.
That is not Steve Cardenas. And
I think the only one that really, one of the only ones that really looked like the actor was the Jason.
Yeah, Jason really looks like him.
Tommy.
Okay, first of all, let's not even talk about Tommy. Everyone knows that they're gonna get that shit right.
Well, yeah.
Like, let's not even talk about Tommy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be hating for all the Tommy fans out there, but we all know he was gonna look dead on.
And I think the Devin
looks pretty good.
He looks kind of like him, but they made him quite dark. And like Rory is a brown-skinned man, but the figure just looks like darker. And then like the lips, I don't like the color of the lip. Like it resembles him, but I feel like they could have done better.
I'll say this. I feel like with Rory, I feel like the initial picture they used, I guess of the first type, the prototype. I feel like the prototype looked like Rory, but what we got was a little bit different. I feel like the prototype was a more closer resemblance of Rory.
Yes, I can agree with that one.
Yeah, like that one was better. Now Louis Armstrong, we got was that. That was Louis Armstrong. I don't know what nobody said. I mean, I'm like, bruh, what was this? And Kimberly, she looked like she was on tea, but she was on crack. I don't know what it was with Kimberly, but they did not pick any pictures of any of the smiling. They made Kimberly look like girl.
At least on the bright side, she doesn't have long ass hair like she did back in the day when they made a figurine of her.
Oh, the doll.
Yeah, remember how it looked nothing like her? I remember seeing an interview where she went on about how the doll looked nothing like her, or didn't resemble anything like her, but she was supposed to pretend that it was her. And I remember she was like, and I think someone asked her if she ever gave her doll away as a gift, and she was like, yeah, sure. I go around like giving people a doll of me that looks nothing like me.
I saw that
Right? Right, so on the bright side, at least she doesn't have long ass hair that does not look like her. I mean, it doesn't look like her regardless. It looks like she is on steroids and jacked up.
Well, the positive is, just like, I thought that the Trini doll actually looked like Twee, and the Lightning Collection Trini actually looks like Twee Trang. And
yes, she does.
Probably the best resemblance that we've seen for the Lightning Collection so far.
I can agree with that, actually. I agree with that, because that really does look like Trini.
And it was such...
No, for real. And
it was such a pleasant surprise to see her announced. And it's so interesting that they announced her by herself. That's very interesting the way that they did that. But go ahead, Brandon, sorry.
No, I was going to say that I do feel like if they did not get her right, do you know how many people were going to be up Hasbro's asses? Like, yo, are you serious? Like, y'all didn't get her right? Like, people would have, like, been walking around Hasbro with tiki torches, if they did not get it right. We all know this.
It's true. It's true. You cannot mess that up. No. Like, out of all people, you cannot get Trini wrong. No.
They had to have gotten her right. So I wasn't surprised that they that they got her right, but I was like, no, hearing that when they were, when the rumor came out that Trini was going to be in the Lightning Collection, I was like, ooh, this is kind of touchy. This is kind of touchy. I don't know, because it's kind of on and off with these faces. So I was kind of scared, but they pulled it through.
They did. When it counts the most, they did.
Right. And another thing that I felt like, another person who I felt like they really slayed too was Blade.
Yeah.
It looks exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly like Hope.
Do you think Abraham kind of looked like him?
Kinda. I kind of wish that they would have either probably not molded the glasses on. I wish that they gave him little glasses that you could put on.
Oh, that would have been so cute. Tips, Hasbro, tips.
Right. It does. It does kind of look like him a little bit. Like, the only thing was, I just kind of feel like what they did was, instead of using a picture of him with glasses, they used a picture with him without glasses. So it's kind of like,
And they don't have that big smile. I would have liked if he was smiling.
Oh, yes. That very signature smile.
No, I'm kind of glad he's not smiling. No.
Do you think they look creepy? You
see how they do Kimberly.
Oh, you see how they do
Yes, that's true.
No, I'm thinking maybe brand new, like one of the current cast members. Maybe they do better.
I mean, you see what they did with Rory too, and he a current one. He actually the main one, like he's red, and you see how his toy looks like.
And Ravi doesn't. It doesn't really look like Jasmine a little bit.
It favors.
Do I even want to see a little? Do I even want to say a little bit? I don't.
Oh, okay, Doggy Cougar looks just like him though.
Oh my God! Whatever.
Girl. Doggy Cougar. It don't go nowhere. How about a Doggy Cougar? Like him. They better get Doggy Cougar right.
It's true, because he's already basically like a toyish. Oh no, it does look like him. And then what's that guy's name? The Dino Charge Gold Ranger. That looks nothing like him. I'm sorry.
That looks nothing like him.
No, I'm looking at it now. No.
I feel like Tyler looked more like Brennan. Like,
yeah.
Tyler looks like
they could have done better, but it does definitely resemble him.
No, it does not.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so at all. I feel like it's not even like. I'm sorry, that looks nothing like Ivan.
No, definitely.
Ivan, no. Like, I don't think Ivan ones look like that at all. But I feel like Tyler's look like him.
Tyler's Dino Charge. Oh, let me look at Tyler's. I'm trying to piece together names and like all the little figurines I'm looking at.
I guess you haven't watched that one in a while.
Yeah, like I feel like his look like him, but for the most part, I mean, they've just been kind of.
Oh yes, Tyler looks like him.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're dead on with the hair too.
Definitely good with the hair.
Yeah, they're definitely good with the hair, and of course we all know that like Lure Dragon looks just like him. Like,
of course.
That
is the Power Rangers Messiah. Of course they're gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious. We knew that.
Do you guys have any hopes, legacy, or not legacy, Lightning Collection hopes? I already know what me and Brandon's is, at least one of them.
I'm not gonna lie, like when Brandon and I were at Power Morphicon in 2018, and when this collection was getting like announced, I'm not gonna lie, I was like hella excited. Like, it looks so good, like it had all these perks to it. But now that it's out, I have like no, what's the word for it? I'm not even drawn to it. Like, I see it, I'm like, could be better. I don't know. Even Kimberly, like, I mean, out of all the ones that they could have like screwed up for me was her. I would have definitely gotten her, but after seeing her, I'm like, well, I think I could save my money. So I don't know. I mean, definitely Trinity looks good, and I'm considering pre-ordering her. But otherwise, no, don't really have real hopes for it. It looks so much nicer when they were presenting it. I remember like Brian and I were getting so excited, And then when it finally came out, the wow factor's not there for me.
I think if they look more, if more of the figures looked more like the actors, you would be more about it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and especially like, and I don't know, like I said, like in the presentation, it had that wow factor, but looking at it now, I don't see that wow factor.
And of course, though, the presentation would do that because they're trying to sell it and get people excited.
True, very true, and I think for me too that I'm really bummed about is that on my end, I'm not sure whether it's a Canadian thing or what have you, but it's not $20 here. It's like $40-$60.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah. Right? So of course, like obviously, when I see the price, I'm like, well, in all fairness, I'd rather spend that money on products that Ranger actors are coming out with, so that we can further support them and promote them at the same time. And for those of you who don't know, we pay for our own stuff. We're not sponsored yet. So, yeah. So when I'm looking at these, new toys, I'm like, well, I'd much rather spend my money on that than, like, on Ranger products than, like, on those Lightning Collection that, A, has no wow factor for me, and it's way too expensive in Canada for me to purchase. To even consider purchasing.
Right.
So that's, like, that's why I'm not, like, woo. I think that's where the wow factor was gone for me. But if it was $20, like even with like the exchange rate being like $25 plus tax, that's still not bad. But a $40-$60 plus tax, that's a lot of money. I don't know. What about you, Brennan?
Well, see, like I just feel like they're not gonna do it anyway. But listen. You know why I'm saying this. Like, I feel like they're not gonna do it, but if they did, Hasbro, if you hear me, hey, if you're gonna do it, please give us a Tanya. Like,
yes.
Give me Tanya as either Zeo Ranger 2 or Zeo Ranger 2. But hey, we get what we can get, right? I'd rather have Tanya as Zeo Ranger 2, or can we at least get movie action figures?
Yeah.
Not Jason. Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. Or
Right.
Yeah.
Because literally they were the replacements of Jason, Zach, and Trini.
Yeah.
We don't have heads for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that would be so dope to at least be able to like swap heads between, either the movie suits, regular TV show suits, like, you know what I'm saying? That would actually be kind of.
Oh, that's actually a really great idea.
Yeah, something just to like, because I feel like honestly, and this is like no shade to the replacements, but I feel like they get no love.
They don't. You're right.
They get no love whatsoever. And some get more love than others. I mean, I wasn't going to say no names. But, some get more love than others. But for the most part, them as a group, they basically don't get any love at all. The only time they actually get recognized is Zia. Which Aisha isn't even there.
It's so true, though. Because I remember when we did that poll, like many moons ago now, everyone was hating on the replacement.
Everybody.
That is so interesting because obviously the originals are the originals. But a lot of people also came up on the original movie in '95, which of course had the 3 replacements.
Yes.
So, like, that's why because that's, like, a lot of people remember that movie, so that's a surprise that on those 3 like that. So it's like a double-edged thing. I get it, but at the same time, that movie is really pop.
Yes.
To remember. So that's interesting that they will go that way. I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and that's my issue, and I feel like Hasbro is, I feel like the Lightning Collection is definitely for fans like us, older fans who appreciate the all that all the original stuff and stuff like that. Like the Hasbro, the Lightning Collection is for us, and I also realize that they see that as well. And of course, they're going to pander to the masses, not just what certain people or a certain demographic want.
Yeah.
They're going to try to appeal to everybody. So mainly, the original 5 is like the meat and potatoes of of the Power Rangers fandom, which honestly is like you said, a double-edged sword. It's both good and bad. Because it totally, in a way, it's like, yeah, they started it all, and everybody remembers them, and everybody loves them. But at the end of the day, you're overshadowing 27 years of great Rangers and other great actors who, honestly, in my opinion, some of them are better. Than them. We won't even get them because they're so heavily concentrated on these original 5. So like I said, I understand it, but at the same time, it's just not fair.
No, it's not. Especially when, I'm sure you guys can all agree too. Like, Mighty Morphin may have not been your actual favorite season, because it's definitely not mine.
Not at all.
No. So the fact that all 3 of us can talk passionately about all of this and still recognize that, I feel like people should be able to do the same thing, but they don't. It's unfortunate, I'm sorry, but when people ask me, no, I would never say that the original 5 was the greatest. It's fantastic that they opened the gateway for all of this, but, I often forget that they were the original 5. Because in my mind, they're not.
I don't know about what's for me. They set a certain standard. The show kind of, I wouldn't say equal focus was given to everybody.
No, I mean, do you remember Trini? Trini, I don't know.
And we're talking about it. But I feel like, obviously, since they're the originals, they set a certain standard and everybody kind of resonates with each one of them to a certain degree. So, obviously every other season is judged upon what they said. Right. So, and then, as you said, some of the seasons later on did it better. So, really, real quick, to go back on a hope that I have for a figure besides Tanya, I would love from Time Force.
Yes!
She was the first ever Pink Ranger leader.
Yeah,
and she's like a badass and a really good actor.
And oh my god,
I would love to see her represented.
Oh my god, if they actually make her, I would love it if they make her with her. Remember that suit that she came back with when she came back for as a cameo?
Oh, you talking about the black leather?
Yes, I would love that.
About the black leather.
Yes.
Oh, I never noticed this, but was she wearing the exact? Or was it?
No.
Shinier. Hers was shinier.
Oh, hers was like.
I feel like hers was the same material, but it was just cut differently.
It
was cut differently.
Cut differently and definitely shinier. I definitely noticed it being shinier. Or maybe it's just me because I'm all like, oh my god, it's Jen Scott.
I literally just watched both of those team-ups recently. Well, actually, I guess Karan wasn't in the team-up, but I watched the reinforcements recently.
I'm sorry, but I forgot she was a Ranger. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I can get it.
I forgot she was a Ranger. Don't get me wrong. I really like her. I like her as astronomer. Big respect, and I like how they did the whole storyline with her being bad and good and all that stuff. But I genuinely forgot she was a Ranger until you brought up the fact that she was wearing a similar suit, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She was.
Yeah, that is definitely eventually. That's a conversation to have eventually about Karan's involvement in Lost Galaxy.
Yeah, no, but I agree with you there. But if they do make her, it would be awesome if they make Jen Scott with like the first ever to have like a convertible, like like a doll almost, like where you get to change her clothes. I would love that. Oh my god!
Like they could have like two bodies.
Yeah. Like, oh yes, like that, exactly. I would definitely buy it in a heartbeat.
That is a moment. That is a very special moment for that character.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely snatch her up. You're right. I didn't even think about her. I would snatch her up.
Definitely, that sounds like that may be a future episode. Let's make a quick note of that, because that sounds like a very good topic.
Indeed.
But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep it pushing. We're gonna keep the ball rolling here. Next, we have our Ranger Thing by our Lena. Go ahead, girl.
Ooh.
Ranger Thing, you're ready.
Oh my god, I am so ready. So I just want to say that I'm not going to go so much details today because I will be making an unboxing video on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Ooh. Okay, boxing.
Right. So for Ranger Things today, I'm going to go through really quickly. If y'all don't know, William Shufel? I'm horrible. Shufel. There we go. I'm terrible with names. I'm sorry. And so if y'all don't know, he has a podcast show called Will to Win, where he has essentially a huge topics on carnivorism, fitness, and all that greatness that he's really promoting. And secondly,
Lena,
yes,
real quick, just in case nobody knows, that was Brody from Ninja Steel, the Red Ranger.
Thank you for that. And he's been super busy last year leading up into this year. He's got 2 books now. The first one is called Carnivore Cooking for Cool Dudes. And the second one is called The PE Diet. Not entirely sure about that's all about, but you can definitely order them on Amazon. And of course, he's making his music debut with Rising Sun and Cannonball. I know he just recently did an interview with Comic.com, I believe, where he performed the song live. Both of them. So again, something to look forward to and to check out if you haven't already. And if you didn't know, he decided to launch his own Ninja Steel apparel line. So you can buy that as well and spin into Ninja Steel. And lastly, if y'all don't know, he did do a fan film. Is that what we're calling it? Fan film? Rise of the Ninja, which already got released. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely do so. Moving on. If y'all don't remember, Erica Fong, who played Mia in Power Rangers Samurai, she finally released a skincare line called Dewy Stone. So essentially, instead of having skincare products, she has released tools that would help you give you that youthful, regenerated look, which I'll talk more about on the YouTube video. Next one, we have Serena Serena Vincent, who released 3 books many moons ago, and I just recently found this out and thought, oh my gosh, how do we not know about this? And again, I will show you and debut these books on our YouTube channel, but 3 books are called, and they are girlfriend to girlfriend guys, so they're actually kind of fun. Number 1 is called How to Eat Like a Hot Chick. Number 2, How to Love Like a Hot Chick. And number 3, Live Like a Hot Chick. You can definitely order these on Amazon as well. And then, yes.
Real quick. So can I, being a hot male, can I learn how to live like a hot chick as a,
oh boy,
I'm a guy?
You certainly can. I briefly looked through the books. I haven't read them myself, but they're definitely a guy that I feel like can speak to all of us who wants to be relatable or who wants to relate to it. So I can
about to say you need to read it to find out.
So I can tell that it's not really just geared towards chicks, but if you want to live like a hot Jew chick, by all means. I'm quite intrigued. Part of the reason why I haven't read them is because I'm waiting for my last book to come in. But they're claiming that I have already received it, but I've yet to receive my book. So I'm calling Amazon to find out where my damn book is at. And the last one I'm missing, ironically enough, is How to Live Like a Hot Chick. So I'm like, well, I need to know.
I'm assuming this was a trilogy because of the titles.
I believe so, but they also don't look like they relate to one another. Like, I feel like it's like, like a guy to guy by itself, which is cute. I'm here for that. I can dig that.
And Serena was a hot, jungle chick. Lost Galaxy.
She was.
Okay.
Right.
They knew what they were doing because they were going up in a different. They were going in a different direction with Power Rangers back then. They were a little mature and
showing a lot of skin. Male
family, baby. The clothes started coming off. I was like,
okay. And you're like, and drop this one here. Oh my god. Alright, so let's not get off track now. Moving on. If y'all don't remember, our girl Becky G, who played Trini in the 2017 movie, has once again collaborated with ColourPop and released a new collection called Ola Chola. However, if you did not get it on release date on December the 16th, girl, boy, it's sold out. Oh, it's sold out. Luckily, your girl here was able to snatch up a collection before it did. So again, the unboxing video will be on our YouTube channel. And Ola Chola, it is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And just so y'all know, this is how much I love you guys. I have yet to crack the box open because I'm doing it on the YouTube channel. Yes, I'm going to be, I'm really old school, the YouTube. Moving on, Lana, I'm going to butcher her name. It's the girl that plays Roxy, so I need your help here. The girl that plays Roxy. Yes. If y'all don't know, she released a book called The Secret Within Me, the one that took her quite some time to write, actually. I'm quite impressed because she's so young and she took, 10 to 11 years to write this book? And I'm halfway through this book, and let me tell you, it is good. It is good. I'm very surprised about the maturity level that it took for her to start at this book, and given how young she is, for her to actually finish this book. And it doesn't feel like one of those, K school books that you're reading. It feels mature, and it's good. I'm yet to find out. So basically, this book is about this girl who has a secret that unfortunately everyone around her know what the secret is except for her. Plus, I got Kimberly Crossman, who was the first red Power Ranger on Power Ranger Samurai.
First, like, regular.
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, I thank you for that, because I was gonna say I don't know how to rephrase this, but first.
Shout out to Charlie from SPD with the A Squad.
Oh yes.
Technically, Charlie was a human.
Yes, she was.
First female.
Well, I guess a regular ranger, a good ranger.
Well, yes, but I think what I was meant to say was that she was the first of the two, because we all know that Jaden ended up being the official Red Ranger for like the longest time.
Well, yeah, right?
Yeah, so that's what I mean. If all you guys out there are trying to yell at us right now, no, that's what I really meant. That's what I really meant.
Get dragged.
Right? That's what I really meant. And so, great announcement for her. She's actually releasing a podcast series called Pretty Depressed. And I guess she's been going through some dark stuff, and she wants to share her thoughts and I guess give us like I'm not entirely sure what this podcast is about. She just recently announced it, and I do believe it will be coming out this year. So I do believe she might just be sharing her story, her side, and probably some tips that she is using herself to get herself out of it, maybe some encouragement, because if y'all met her, y'all know how positive and how bubbly this girl is. So it almost kind of pained me to see that she's been going through some dark stuff, but it's good that she's turning this into a positive thing and releasing a podcast series that's coming out this year called Pretty Depressed. So stay tuned. We will announce anything once we find out when that podcast is getting released. And that is it for me from Ranger Thangs. Woo! We got through it, right?
We got through it. That was really good. That was really good. Like, it sounds like the actors are really, like, they're really doing a lot.
Yes.
Which is fan-freaking-tastic. Now, I want to, before we get to the last bit of the, of the meat and potatoes here of the show, the big part. I just want to briefly mention what has been going on with our Australian brothers and sisters.
Yes.
So basically, if you did, you have to know this. There's no way that you cannot know this. Basically, there has been a whole bunch of wildfires that has been happening in Australia. And Australia is very important to Power Rangers because that's where Power Rangers the movie was filmed. Also, a lot of the actors who were once acting, they have family from there. And also, that is the same area where Power Rangers is being filmed. Now, it's not being filmed in Australia, but it's being filmed in New Zealand. New Zealand is not too far from Australia. New Zealand is heavily being affected. New Zealand is being heavily affected. There's a lot of ash flying around. The air quality is really bad. So just pray for Australia if you can. We have posted on our page on Instagram, Tribunal of the Grid. We have posted the link if you wanted to make any donations or anything like that. Dacre Montgomery, who has played the Red Ranger Jason in the recent 2017 Power Rangers movie, he has a donation going around. So definitely check it out if you can support. If not, if you can't, if you don't have the money, that's fine. Share it. Just share the information. Get it around because this is really what a lot of people don't understand is these fires are extremely serious, like very serious. Because what's happening is a lot of the fires are affecting a lot of animals. A lot of animals are now extinct.
Was it half a billion? Half a billion?
Yeah, half a billion.
That's insane.
I've seen some of the clips of horses being burned alive on the beach. The koalas are barely getting out of the forest, and it's just so sad, And I'm actually really glad to hear that I'm from Canada, and I heard that we actually sent out a bunch of firefighters over there to help them. So I'm obviously I'm praying for them and hope that they make it back in one piece. Pray that Australia gets rain somehow, and hopefully it washes all of this out. So it's out there, and it's really sad to know that this is what they're going through, and that we can't help them physically in any way.
Yeah, exactly. If you can't, and like I said, if you can't monetarily help, at least share the information so that somebody who can help, and donate, they'll be able to, and they'll know how to. So we definitely wanted to do that. Like I said, these are actors who have once been on the show as well. They live there, their family lives there, and also too, we shot our childhood movie there. The movie that we love so much was shot there. So it would make sense. It would just be right for us to at least show our support. And speaking of movies, this is the main portion of this episode. Movie and movie. Now, I know everybody have heard, everybody have seen that Power Rangers is what? Making a comeback. Now, this is not new news as of now. This is already broke, and a lot of people have already, talked about it. A lot of people have made episodes about it, news articles. But we're going to talk about it, and we're going to give our opinions on it, because that's what we do. Power Rangers, based on, this came from the Hollywood Reporter, basically towards the end of last year, about mid-December. Hollywood Reporter reported that the creator of It's the End of the Effing World
great series,
right, is going to be actually taking on the franchise in a brand new film. Now, no word has declared whether or not it's going to be a live action or an anime or any, that it's going to be that a reboot movie is in the works. Now, a little bit about that. Now, like I said, the filmmaker who created The End of the Effing World, I've not seen it. Have any of you guys seen it?
I have seen it. I did season 1. I know season 2 just came on Netflix this past December. I have yet to watch it myself, but The End of the Effing World is about these two kids with really dark sense of humor, and it's a British TV series. And all I can say, it is quite dark, and if they are going to do anything like this, we're in for a surprise. This will be a whole new spin on Power Rangers for sure. Yeah, but the only thing is, though, because he's the creator of End of the Effing World, like I said, it's a great show. It's dark. It's quite dark, and has dark sense of humor. It's like, let's just say people get murdered here. So, yes. So, but the only thing that confuses me now, not that I'm saying that because that this is what he written, that this is what the show's going to be like, but I also read somewhere that the guy who wrote Peter Rabbit is actually the guy writing the script for this supposedly reboot, so this is where it kind of contradicts itself, because I'm like, wait, but Peter Rabbit guy, it's very Peter Rabbit, obviously, where End of Effing World, it's dark and sinister.
Well, he's the director. He's just like directing it. He's not gonna really write it, but on the same token though, I do also kind of feel like that might be different eyes.
Yeah,
that's an interesting interpretation. Like how he's going to interpret it based on the writing that he has when he created this dark show. Like, is this movie going to have like that same? So like, how is that?
In the press release, didn't it say something along the lines of we didn't get into the synopsis yet, but that it will be, they want like a family, like a more of a family type film compared to the most recent film.
Really? That's interesting. I haven't seen that myself.
Well, I mean, that's in a way. I feel like that's kind of where we're headed to anyway, because they tried. Basically, here's the thing, and I feel like this is why this 2017 movie was the way it was.
Pour one out for that movie, please. I'm not happy about this.
Right, and don't get me. I was a huge fan of the 2017 movie.
I loved it. I loved it.
Love about that movie. I absolutely adored it.
I loved it.
Yeah. And it was met with a lot of criticism by fans and critics alike. Like, it was met with a lot.
Well, you know what though? Like, I feel like a lot of the fans. So, okay, I'm gonna do air quote. Obviously, you guys can't see it because it's a podcast. But like, I feel like a lot of fans had a lot of hate towards it, and compared to like the original cast. And I feel like that's not right, because hello, we had 27 years of it. different series, different take, you know. So
it's not the 90s anymore.
Exactly, it's not the 90s anymore. So I feel like a lot of the people that did rate, like went on about how bad it was, were the people that just had the 90s in their mind.
We're seeing the Not My Power Rangers.
Yes.
And like basically just off of the well, obviously the trailer is going to set a tone, but you know, just from the look of the Rangers, which was totally different. The trailer, which I felt like maybe the second trailer was a little bit more fun than the first one. The first one did seem kind of teen movie angsty, but the second trailer I thought was a better showing of just how, you know, like tonally different the movie kind of was,
right?
With all the action and more color in that second trailer,
right?
But it just to kind of throw your love for the series away and not be open to, you know, something a little bit different was a little bit frustrating.
When I just thought, like, let's take a step back. They were talking about, like, the people, like the Trinity. Oh, she's supposed to be Asian. Oh, Zach's supposed to be black. I'm sorry, say what? Like, I'm sorry, say what now?
The castings initially did confuse me because I thought that since it was going to be a retelling of Day of the Dumpster, basically, that they were going to go, like, you know, make it exactly the way that it was. But then, you know, when I saw that they did different races, it was like, okay, they're doing something different. Okay.
I mean, let's be realistic here. We were all calling out Zordon for being racist.
Yeah.
And then when we tried to, like, you know, recast different, you know, race for different roles, we were being racist. Well, I say we as in, like, you know, we're like the fans that didn't agree with it, you know? But yeah, like, I love that movie.
And it wasn't completely panned. Like, there were people that enjoyed it. It's kind of like, I don't know if there's the right term, like a sleeper, to at least for some people. Because I know a lot of people that I know that aren't fans like us today as adults, but they definitely watched Power Rangers when they were kids. They went out and gave it a try, and they really...
Yes, I took my friend and my sister and my brother-in-law, and they enjoyed it. They thoroughly enjoyed it. And they never really seen an episode of Power Rangers. Like, they knew what it was, you know, they know what it was about. I mean, when you're friends with me, how do you not? Let's be real here. But yeah, they enjoyed it.
And I thought that what they were giving us in that film was a nice change of pace compared to what we've gotten in recent years, especially in particular with the TV show, because like the last decade has been rough for Power Rangers fans when it comes to what's on TV. And of course, you know, no disrespect to the actors or the people that work on the show. You know, there's you know, hard work that goes into it, but you know, sometimes things don't. They can, you know, hit or miss. But I thought that the Power Rangers movie, the 2017 movie, was kind of like a cool new direction where it was a little bit more mature, a little bit, you know, you have some, you know, older humor, a couple of curse words here and there, but still something that, like, kids could watch. And I think that, like, we watched this series evolve, like years ago, like 20 years ago, talking about Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Time Force. We've seen the show evolve, and for what it's become the last couple of years, it's kind of, you know, really kiddie and really light. So, like, having a Power Rangers movie, it kind of gave us something that I thought, you know, if they really established a nice little ground with one, I felt like we could have had something that could compete with some of the other superhero genres, maybe, especially since all the actors have gone on to do a lot of work. So I thought that bringing them back would have brought more eyes to this the series, but I guess they just didn't want to take the risk.
Yeah, and I mean, like with this new movie, they're basically going to have obviously fresh faces, brand new people, and it's going to be bringing in a time travel element, which is going to have the main characters that heading back to the 90s. Now, with that being said, there are some issues that I have with this. Now, is it going to be the type of thing where the actual Rangers are going back in time to meet the 1990s Rangers?
Right? That's what I was thinking too. So 2 sets of Rangers?
That's an idea.
That's what I remember.
Is that what's happening, or is it going to be something where we're going to have like a character like Fred or something from the original movie, like a character like him accidentally gets kicked back to the 90s, and then he has to find the 90s Power Rangers? But like I'm just trying to figure out how this is going to work, because the reason why I'm saying this is because it could really tell the type of movie that this is going to be. Whether it's going to be, because honestly, I feel like having 2 different teams is a lot. If that's what we're going to do, that's a lot of time. It's a lot of setting up. It's just a lot. So that means they're going to have to not only explain the team that is going back in time, but they're also going to have to explain the characters of the team that they're going to meet in the 90s. And we already know that, a movie is what? An hour and 30 minutes?
At most, yeah, at most.
At most. So not a lot of characterization is going to be done on all the characters. So, it's going to be a kind of weird to do. My thought was, and this is something that I wish that they would have done, well, we can't really say I can't really say I wish they would have done because it hasn't happened yet. But what I'm hoping that they do is put the movie in the 90s. Not actually time travel to the 90s, but actually put the movie in the 90s and have them being like kind of like Wonder Woman 1984. Kind of like a Captain Marvel, or something like that. Have the movie take place in the 90s and tell it like that. That would be kind of cool. But on the same token, not make it like as hokey and as like, ooh, we're going back to the 90s trying to bring out the Tamagotchi. Like, not like that. I mean, like, actually, like, actually make a good story out of it, but just have a lot of 90s references. But I do know that a lot of times, when it comes to references, it's heavy-handed. So, so if they put the movie in the 90s, that would be great. But actually time traveling, that is like, most movies can't really handle. Yeah, because most movies can't really handle time travel.
But then my question becomes, are they going to create brand new Power Rangers for this, or are they going to take a team and like make the movie, like the movie team, like like let's say like Beast Morphers, but like have them as movie teams, like not because you know how it is with copyright, they're not going to have the same actors for the TV series as they are going to have for the movie, especially nowadays, right? So are they going to cast a whole new Beast Morpher team and then have them go back in time? Let's just say, I'm not saying obviously Beast Morpher is the team that they're going to choose, but or they can create a brand new actual like Power Rangers, like Titanium Ranger, like original stuff. So that's the other thing I was wondering.
Interesting.
Right?
That would be really interesting, because that would be we talk about how they always go to the MMPR. Well, that would be really interesting if they create something completely original.
Right, like that has nothing to do with Super Sentai in any way, and have to
definitely not with Mighty Morphin. Yeah.
Right, that would be interesting.
I wonder if they would take that risk.
I wonder that too, but this is yeah,
and then like having them be like the the focal points. But like if they're going back to the 90s, I would assume that they would be visiting the original 5 or 6.
Right?
Well,
but then which original?
Of course, so.
But you're right.
Oh, that is, who knows? They could do that.
It actually could be Hyperforce, because like if you think about that, they are already original Rangers, and they already have rights to the names, and they already know their suit designs. All they have to do is actually create real footage, and obviously hire a whole new cast, because we all know that they're not going to have the people that role played to be them. I mean, that would be cool, but that's not going to happen.
No.
But then it becomes, which original 6 are they going to meet? Are they going to meet Tanya, Aisha, and all of them, or is it going to be the original? See, I have all these random questions.
Well, you know it's not going to be them. Like, they're not going to waste any chances of doing any replacements. Like, they're definitely going to visit. If they're going to take them back to the 90s, they're definitely going to be the original. Original 5 or 6. It's going to be Jason, Zach, Trini, Billy, Kimberly, and maybe Tommy.
And they're going to do Tommy. Like, it's not even a maybe. Boy, you already know.
We didn't get him in the 2017 movie.
We did.
Well, we did.
Well, not in that. You know what I mean.
No, I'm sorry. That was more. No, I'm sorry. That was more than enough for me.
Yeah, don't worry.
That was more than enough for me. Mm-mm.
Well, this wouldn't be JDF.
Watch him use.
You know how we've been doing as of lately with Marvel movies with the agents.
Yes.
So, I mean, it surprised me if all of a sudden they.
Oh my God. Okay.
And put a ponytail on them and be like, "Hey, Tommy's back." Like, child.
That goes into the discussion of the original cast and them making cameos. Would you all be okay with that?
Well, I already know that Amy Jo Johnson said that she was not coming back on Power Rangers at all unless she was a director. So I mean, who knows? Maybe she will do a cameo. But
I wasn't aware of that.
But it was in a recent interview. But again, why would she need to do another cameo when she already made a cameo in the 2017 movie?
Well, it wouldn't necessarily have to be everybody. It could be, people we haven't seen.
Well, they're gonna pick people we haven't seen. You already know that.
I mean, but if you, I don't know, you could have Walter make an appearance as a student's father or something. I'm not talking about one of those big cameos where
you don't realize that
20% of the movie.
Walter has yet to make a cameo in any of the seasons.
Not true. He was in Forever Red.
He was?
Not as Zach, but he was as a
voice. He was a voice actor.
And he did, wasn't in the episode, but he did oh my goodness, it was a behind the scenes episode. Him and Austin returned to, right before Lost Galaxy started, and they showed the original pilot.
It was during Lost Galaxy.
It was during? Okay. Well, they showed the Audrey Dubois Trini pilot, which I missed that morning because I had to go out with my big brother, and I cried the whole ride to wherever we were going to. And I didn't get to see it until I was in my and that aired, what, 99? Oh.
I have to see that. I don't recall this.
So with Walter, I think what Lena is actually saying is
as Zach.
As Zach.
Yes.
That voiceover, we could say that Catherine technically came back you know, she was the voice actress plenty of times on the show. So before she
it was a couple of times.
Yeah, so technically speaking, like, we could say Catherine too.
True.
But she never actually reprised her role as Catherine until Dimensions in Danger.
Yes.
Dimensions in Danger. So,
and then she had a child that we never seen.
Right.
and you know, I'm sorry, but where was JJ during all of this? Who was taking care of JJ? Was that his name?
Yeah, I'm assuming he was big enough to go home. You know, go home be by himself.
No, that child had a...
What the hell happened to him when his parents were kidnapped?
Right?
Hopefully he didn't burn the house down.
I'm sure Tommy would have came out of nowhere and was like, how dare you, son?
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I just feel like if we're going to do this, it just... Because we already know 9 times out of 10 it's going to be either the original 5 or the original 6. I just feel like if we're going to do it, like, put them in the 90s. We don't need to make them have like a whole nother team and then have them time travel and meet them, because that's just doing the most. Just put them in the 90s. So
what if it is the supposedly original 6 traveling back in time?
Oh, like they're kind of like the comics. They're set in modern day,
right?
Would they be going back into? Well, I mean,
they could need something.
To like stop a villain from doing something.
Or they could need a device that like was broken in the future, and they have to go back, like kind of like the whole Marvel universe, where they needed to go back in time to get all the gems together so they can unsnap Thanos' snap, right? So that could be a possibility.
Oh. That actually might be kind of dope,
right?
Well, then in that case, then honestly, I feel like it shouldn't be. In that case, I feel like it shouldn't be the range, like the original 5 or 6. Then in that case, I feel like it should be like a different set of Rangers going back in time and requesting the help of that team at that time, or whatever they had at that time, to go back. Because, and the reason why I say that is because unless we're doing like time jumping or something, where they're like older in the future, and they're the actual actors, like the actual original Rangers, as these Rangers, and then they're going back in time to see themselves younger to fight.
That's interesting. But like, wouldn't that like? But for people who don't think that the original actors should have like big roles, then we need to like move on.
No.
Would that be like a bad situation?
Well, okay. Yes, but hold that thought. What if it's not even the original 6? What if it's just another set of Rangers that happens to need to go back in 1990? Because they never specify whether or not they were going to have that they were going to meet up with the originals. Obviously, we're speculating, right? But what I'm saying is, like, they never mention anything about the original 5 or 6, right? So what if it's like a brand new team, like let's say Hyperforce, that happens to have to go back in the 90s?
Oh, that would be great.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
I think that'd be really cool if they did something like that. I don't have an issue with that. Like, my only thing then would be, if they're going to do that, would it be heavy-handed 90s references and them making fun of like balloon pants and
true.
Those TVs are big.
I know a lot of people were saying that they didn't want that. Like, I know I was watching, I think it was Black Nerd.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, no, I hope they don't do that. Like, maybe 1 or 2 references here and there, but then like move on.
Exactly, because if we're gonna do that and we just make this a whole like ooh, the 90s were wild and wacky. I'm not here for it.
No,
like, I'm already like no.
A kid would think that a kid would think that a cassette tape is a phone because they use phone cases like that.
True.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
No,
I'm sorry.
No,
absolutely not.
No. So, but like that would be cool.
Like, what we gonna do? How we gonna do this? But one thing that you did touch on, Will, that I do want to give my opinion on. I know I said no, and I mean I was like completely 100% into this. No, bringing back the original actors. Here's my tea. Here's my tea. Let me get a sip real quick. Let me get a sip.
I'm ready for this. It's funny you said that because I'm ready for this too. I need to take a sip too.
Okay, I need to clear my throat for this. Throat with a K. Now, there we go. There we go. We got my sip. Now, the reason why I say that, and this is no shade to the original, like at all. Like, and I want to make this like completely clear. This is no shade to the originals or anything like that. For one of them isn't even here with us anymore, so they're going to have to get a replacement actor in to replace her. That's one. That's all pops. That's all
Well,
pops.
they could.
Wait. Hold on. My bad. That's all pops. If we're talking about bringing back the original 5 or the original 6, one of them are not here anymore. So we're gonna have to replace her. That's one. 2, if it's not a specific cameo or them just being here for like 2.5 seconds to say hey, bye, and good night, I don't need them on my TV screen or my movie screen for the whole movie. Like, no. Like, here's the thing. This is why I say that. There's a like when I think of the older actors, I always see them in the TV show life. Mainly because that's where they're from. Now, yes, a lot of them did do the feature film. A lot of them did do it. However, bringing them into a cinematic world, bringing these old actors. First of all, this is not The Expendables. Okay, like this is not what this is. And when I think of bringing back those old actors, and with their, depending on how they're going to do it, and depending on how they write it, tonally, it will not work. Tonally, it won't work because of the simple fact that you have these older people. Most of them are almost to their 50s. Most of them are almost 50 at this point. They could play somebody's parent at this point.
Yep.
I don't want to see these people resuit in spandex for no hour and 30 minutes. Like, I don't want to see that. Like,
nope.
At this point, y'all need to mentor somebody's parent, or or a teacher, or kind of like how Jason David Frank and Amy Jo were standing there looking at the Megazord like, whoa, like something like that. Give me like 2.5 seconds with them, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, just give me that little bit of time. I'm happy. But to bring them in and have them be a focal point, it's a dub. Like, I can't. Like, I really can't. And I noticed a lot of fans have been very vocal, especially when this news came out. A lot of fans have been very vocal and being like, oh my God, like, please bring back JDF. Please bring back Austin. Please bring back Walter. And all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but even if we de-age them, I still don't want to see them in spandex because of the simple fact that they can't move like they used to. They don't act like they used to. They don't sound like they used to. It's like, nah. Like, I mean, literally, they're going to be portraying, because basically what they were portraying back then were themselves as the characters. They just added like a specific type of quirk to them, but really, the characters were really them in hindsight. So if they're going to portray, their original characters, really they're just portraying themselves as they are at that point. And it's like, bruh, like they've done got older, they done, it's a lot. And I just don't really see them really in that light like that anymore.
No.
I just don't see it. Like if we got like maybe, Austin walking with his son, and then he see a putty, and it's like, oh shoot, let me morph real quick. Let me put my son down, and he go like hide his son by a trash can or something, and then morph into the Red Ranger. Like maybe for like 2.5 seconds, that'll be cute, or something like that. But to have him as like Red Ranger for the whole movie, oh
no. I agree. Just like when you think about it, again, no shade to any of them, but they're not their size anymore. Like they're not.
Well, I didn't want to.
Hey,
flattering suits that would fit them.
It's true, but like the writer's right though. Like he's right in terms of they don't move this way, but no, I'm just gonna flat out say it. Like it's all on our minds. They're just not the same size anymore. Nothing wrong with that. There's really nothing wrong with that. And no, I do not mean any particular range. I'm saying all of them are not their size anymore. No one really is because
they're not in their 20s anymore.
Exactly, they're not 17. Or I think that was the youngest, right?
Yeah, some of them were.
Yeah, some of them were like 17. Yeah, so they're not they're not actual little teenagers anymore. I mean, heck, I'm not the same size as I was when I was in high school. So I don't expect them to be either, So I'm not throwing shades. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody for their weight. I'm not trying to weight shame anybody. I'm just pointing out the reality. We're not the same size. We're not going to move the same way. So they're not either. Like, heck, I went down the stairs today and I was out of breath. And I used to be a wrestler, for those of you who don't know. I used to wrestle, amateur wrestling, not like WWE stuff, but I did good for my category. So, and this is me running outside the stairs, and I'm already out of breath. Sure. So I understand.
I can't. And like I said, like if they wanted to do a movie that featured all the older actors or something like that, Expendable style, I'm all behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. If that's what we want to do,
yes,
I'm for it. But in this kind of style of movie, it basically on what they gave us at this, the little bit that they gave us, the little synopsis that they gave us, I don't want any older actor in this movie like that.
No.
I just don't want them like that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if it was like an Expendables or something, yes.
Yes.
Definitely. But them time traveling back to the 90s, I don't want to see Jason David Frank pop up talking about some, hey guys, I'm back. No,
I'm sorry, no.
You don't know. No,
and no, I do no.
Times already.
Exactly. And on top of that, no, we don't need you to come back as a mentor. You already did that. Didn't do a very good job. Just say.
I mean, even in in Dino Thunder, he was there for like a half a season, and the other half he was either frozen in amber or he was invisible.
And exactly, and it wasn't his own voiceover. It was just voiceover.
It was just.
Well, that was only in the in SPD, right?
No, that was in Dino Thunder.
Voiceover, like he was voiceover.
Really?
And, yeah.
He was talking.
He wasn't there. He didn't film it.
Yeah.
He didn't film
none of that. I thought that they had him do voiceovers in like LA or something.
That's what I'm saying. He did his voiceovers in Dino Thunder because he wasn't there physically on set. Mm-hmm. So he did his voiceover.
No.
He didn't do voiceover at all.
No. In Dino Thunder, I don't think he did his own voiceover. I think it was Jeff that did his voiceovers.
No.
That's SPD.
Oh, that was that. Okay. Oh, okay.
Jeff Cesaro did his voiceover in SPD.
Oh, okay. Cause I knew he did a voiceover for one of them.
He wasn't he didn't even come back for that.
No.
Yeah, he didn't come back for that reunion.
No, but no. I just thought he did voiceover for Tommy because I think he mentioned it, but I didn't know which episode or which season he meant.
Just that, because they came the Dino Church. Dino Thunder Rangers came back twice in SPD. One was like set in 2025, and then the other episode, the SPD Rangers went back to 2004. And that episode, we got to see Trent, but we didn't see. We saw the Black Ranger, but we didn't actually see Jason Davis Frank.
Oh, thank the Lord!
Yeah, we didn't hear him either because Jeff, who's Trent, did his voice acting.
He did a really good job.
I can definitely remember that wasn't Tommy.
Well,
I definitely haven't seen that episode and probably.
I mean, that's debatable, but like my whole point is like going back to the original point is just that he was a mentor. We got him as a mentor already, and he wasn't that great as a mentor.
No.
So why would we want him as a mentor again?
Exactly. No, but he's petitioning for this. He's petitioning pretty hardcore for this.
Oh yeah, like he's been like telling people, asking fans to write Hasbro and all this stuff, and I'm like, bruh, no. Like, I mean, and like, no tea, no shade, but at this point, it's like I said, if they want to do that kind of movie where we bring back all the originals, yes, I'm here for it. But other than that, I don't want no more than like a 2-minute cameo. Man, 2 minutes is a little too long. Maybe a 1 minute.
Yeah.
I just need to see your face pop up, be like, "Oh, it's you," and then we go back to the other cast members. Like that's all I want from these old cast members at this point. Because it's like, I feel like bringing them in any longer than that will overshadow the cast that that is actually in the entire movie.
Yeah.
It will overshadow them, because then at that point, all people are going to want is more of the older Rangers.
Yep.
And it's going to take away from.
Oh.
That's not what.
If they do older Ranger, it could be like the Go-Go Power Rangers, where Billy was like Billy's dad, but he wasn't. Yeah.
Oh right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, wait, was his name even Billy? I don't remember now. Like, yeah, he was like Billy's dad.
It was. We don't know what. I don't think we know what his name is.
No, other than Mr. Cranston.
They drew Billy's dad to look exactly like David is.
Mind you, though, Billy could be Billy Jr. for all we know.
Could be.
Right? Like, he could be the Billy, and then the Billy we saw in Go-Go could be Billy Jr. But yeah.
I mean, no. Well, I mean, in Go-Go, I mean, that's like the original Rangers. So
yes.
Like, David Ghost was looking, that's just his dad, quote unquote.
Yes.
But,
see, they could do that. I'd be down for that.
A tribute to David to make him look.
Yeah, no, see, I'd be down for that if they decide to have them back, but not ask who they are, but ask like an adult figure to their children. Like a different character they would play, you know what I mean? Obviously not them per se, but it'd be like nice, like a nice tribute to like the fact that, this is Billy's dad, wink wink, this is Zach's dad, or maybe if they decide to change Zach again and he happens to not be black and be something else, that's fine too.
Even then, what I would like, if we do go down there, then hell, if we want to make the original Rangers as parents, cool. We can bring them in for, once again, a minute and have them showcase them as parents and keep it pushing. I don't need
That's what I was thinking.
I don't want it. I don't want them in spandex no more. They had their time. Move on. I don't want it. No. When I think about it, I don't want it no more. I don't want it, girl. I don't.
No, we definitely don't want them in spandex. We could definitely agree on that. It's over and done with.
That thing stressed me out, honey. But no, like no, for real. And like, I just don't want people. I don't. No, once again, listeners, I'm just being funny. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, like I really don't want to see these people. It's not like that at all. It's just that when it comes down to the original actors, like definitely at this point, you know, it's safe to say that we can have them as just, you know, as just cameos. And cameos are cool because listen, it's all about how you do it. It's all about how you do it. Because I've seen in a lot of Marvel movies where they make cameos and those cameos bad ass. Same thing here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They don't have to suit up. They don't have to, you know, come in and do no high flying tornado kicks. They don't have to do none of that. No. You know what I'm saying? They could just come in, do something that has something to do with the movie, but don't have to be there very long. And then, you know, exit out and go on about their day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's so many ways to do cameos that we don't need them to suit up again. And that's what I'm saying. You know, we just don't. I don't need, like I said, I don't need to see JDF back suiting up in green again, or white, or red, or black, or Lord Dragon, or anything like that. I don't need that.
Wait, do you think they would actually introduce Lord Dragon in the new film?
I don't know.
Because based on the comics, he is the reason why the Rangers had to travel back in time.
Well, that's the thing.
That's an interesting coincidence.
Do that? I would love, honestly, if they were to actually introduce the comics into the actual cinematic world. That would be amazing.
I definitely have some thoughts on that, and I don't think that's the way that they should introduce that.
Well, no. Well, definitely, I don't think that they should. I feel like if they're going to introduce the comic world, there's definitely a way that they should go about it, for sure. But it should definitely be a lead-in. Like, it shouldn't be like all of a sudden, bing, bam, boom, we got Lord Draken, and you know, now he's just making stuff up. Like, definitely, we don't want that. At least I don't. I don't want it to be like main focal point. But at the same time, I also would definitely love to see if we're gonna do the comics. If we ever get to do the comic route, which also too, by the way, at some point I definitely want to see the comics come more into the show. Yes. The comic themes come more into the show. But if we're going to do the comics in the movie, definitely it should definitely be a comic storyline that you know, kind of like connect stuff and kind of like get stuff moving. Maybe bring in Promethea, you know, stuff like that to kind of set up the world. So it doesn't have to necessarily be based on the comics, but have loosely based things based on the comics. Yes. That's what I feel like they should be going towards, because honestly, the comic characters, no tea, no shade. I'm sorry. Once again, I'm gonna sound shady again, but once again, the comic characters are just a lot more interesting than the TV show characters. To me,
they have more depth.
They do have more depth.
More depth and more characterization.
And more, yeah, definitely.
They've been developed. They've actually been developed.
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say. They've been developed. We got to know them one-on-one, and each one of them actually had a storyline.
Exactly. So, you know, I mean, that's where I feel like the movie should definitely get a lot of its ideas and a lot of its heart from, is in the comics. It doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to necessarily be a comic storyline, but you know, if we're going to, you know, get a lot of characterization and a lot of feel for the characters, it definitely should be from the comics, not a TV show. As far as characterization, that's how I feel like it should go. But ultimately, we don't know anything. We have no idea. Everything is speculation. Yep. Everything is rumors. There are no trumors. There are none of that. These are all speculations. Anything else anybody want to add before we conclude this episode?
No, I'm good.
Well, I guess I am definitely looking forward to getting more details on the film and actually see where they're going with.
Well, hopefully that they actually do go through negotiation, right? Because right now they're in that first phase. So for all we know, after all of the speculation, there might not actually be a movie.
True.
Right? So hopefully they get past negotiation and that this film is actually being made. I mean, it would be cool to see if some of our speculation came true. And if it did, how many more films are we going to get? How is this going to play out?
Right.
Will this be a success?
Exactly. Will this be a success? Will the fandom accept it?
Right. That's my question. That's my question right there. Because it's already apparent that the fandom doesn't like change. Mm-hmm. So of course we're gonna get brand new Jasons, brand new Zacks, brand new Trinis, brand new Billies, brand new Kimberlys, and maybe even a brand new.
That just what you said just frustrated me because, like I said earlier, Power Rangers did change throughout its run. Like there were seasons that were nothing like Mighty Morphin.
Yeah.
There were more serious tones. There were darker things going on.
Yeah.
More funny things. More comedic seasons.
Yeah.
Better acting. Like there were a lot of changes and a lot of tones throughout this series. So I don't understand what some of these people, what they're talking about.
Not even just that, but I feel like the people that are making these complaints are either have not seen all 27 seasons of it, and they only seen the original, and they've only been just fans of the original. So I feel like those people need to sit down.
That annoys me too.
Yeah, right?
Even though, you're definitely, if that's what you watch, that's fine.
That's fine, but the thing is, you need to sit down, because at the end of the day, there's been 27 seasons of it. And if you haven't watched all 27 seasons, but who are you to talk? Who are you to even have a say in this, And that's fine. There's nothing wrong. Like Will said, there's nothing wrong with you being just a fan of Mighty Morphin, just a fan of Power Rangers Zero, or up into Turbo even, or even up into Power Rangers in Space. But at the end of the day, till this day, we still got new Power Rangers with different settings, different people all the time. So it really does frustrate me when I hear stuff like this, because I'm thinking, what are you complaining about? What are you comparing this to?
When it comes down to that, what are we comparing it to? I mean, everything is always going to be, like we stated before, everything is always going to be compared to the original.
Right, right.
No matter
for sure. But I guess, what I'm getting at is, what real valid points are you, when they're saying, let's say Trinity was the best Ranger ever. Meanwhile, the truth is, she was a good Ranger, but she didn't really have a lot to do.
No.
She wasn't the best Ranger. She was good for what she was given, and she, and the actor did a good job portraying her. But the reality is, she's not my favorite Ranger, and she's relatable to in the sense that she's Vietnamese and I'm Vietnamese. So I could have really said yes. Trinity's my favorite, but the truth was, no, she wasn't. Kimberly was, and still is.
Yeah, we all know, I've said this on the podcast plenty of times on episodes that you may not have heard, and episodes you may have heard. Everybody knows I love Tanya.
Yes.
Tanya is my
favorite. That's my baby.
Okay, Tanya is my favorite Ranger of all time, and that from all 20 some odd seasons. Tanya is my favorite Ranger. She's not even of the original, Mighty Morphin. She's not even in Mighty Morphin period.
Yes.
And she made such an impact on me that she became my favorite Ranger period.
Yes.
So everybody has their own favorites and everybody has their own, whatever. But just at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of people, a lot of fans, what they like to do is I see it so many times, especially, just on random posts and stuff like that. What a lot of people like to always say is nobody can beat the original. That is a lie.
That is a lie.
Straight up lie.
Yeah, we've seen them be beaten time and
plenty of time. Because I'm sorry, one season that I absolutely just adore from top to bottom, like I just simply adore it, is Dino Thunder. To me, Dino Thunder is the most perfect, accurate version of what Teenage Power Rangers, I think,
yes,
would be.
Yes.
Like, they are literally the most perfect idea of what a Teenage Power Ranger would be.
Yes.
Because literally they weren't misfits like how the 2017 movie was. They weren't misfits, but at the same time they were good kids. And even the 2017 movie, they were good kids. But they were good kids. But the thing was, they just all had personalities that clashed.
Yes.
And in all actuality, no tea, no shade. But the original cast members, there's no way in hell that the original Rangers would all be friends.
Exactly.
There's no way that they would have all been friends. Because the way that those characters are, like, we all know that somebody would have been closer to one Ranger than they would be to the other, or the personalities would clash. Somebody would totally dislike this person. Like, nobody would be getting along with everybody.
No, but hold that thought. Like, remember when Trini left and Aisha came to the picture? Do you remember how fast Kimberly and Aisha became BFFs?
Right.
And I'm like, no offense, but that does not seem realistic. Because, like, I'd be like, all over this girl. Who is this girl? She just replaced my friend. Like, what the shit? But in the end, they're all like, let's be BFFs. Let's braid each other's hair. Oh, I can live at your house, Aisha? That's so nice of your parents. Like, oh my god, okay. Let me live at your house.
That was really quick. That was interesting. Going back to Trini and Kimberly, I always think that's so interesting that those two were best friends because they're so different.
Yep. See, I can see like Trini and Kimberly because Trini was very like quiet, and she seems to kind of like go along with a lot of things. So I could see her and Kimberly being friends because like you always have that one friend that disagrees with you on everything.
Oh, I don't know. Like from what I gathered from Trini, I actually think that she is quiet, but I feel like she is like kind of strong-willed on her own, and and like I felt like a maturity from her too.
Right.
That was different than Kimberly, because Kimberly was kind of like that shallow, not a mean girl necessarily, but she could get with somebody if she needed to.
No, for sure.
But definitely, like she was a nice girl, but there was like a shallowness with it.
No, for sure. But I mean, like,
it was so interesting to see those two types of personalities be like besties. But like, we were talking about the comics before, and the comics at least let us see how they all became friends, being so different.
Right.
And that's my point. That's my point. If we got that kind of course they wouldn't have done it back then, but if we got some kind of lead in, something to let us know that they weren't all friends at some point, or something, then that would be a little more realistic, and I could really actually see, okay, they are actually friends because of X, Y, and Z, versus, when we start, we just automatically are the best of friends. Woo-hoo!
Right.
And they're so different. Because honestly, no tea, no shade, I'm sorry. But Billy, with a jock like Jason and a cool cat like Zach, Billy is the last person that would be in this group. I'm not trying to be funny.
And Kimberly, the popular girl Kimberly with the nerd.
Like Billy would not be a part of this group. Like
Billy and Trini, really.
Yeah, like Billy and Trini would be like the best of friends, because Trini would be like, I understand him. You know what I'm saying? So she would be his closest friend.
Yeah.
And maybe she might be friends with Kimberly, or she might know of Kimberly, or something like that.
She might know of her. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, she might know of her, but they wouldn't be like the best of friends. But she might know of her, and Zach and Jason would be like the best of, like, they'd be boys. Like they'd be like the best of friends. So in that way, that makes sense. But to just, that's why I say that Dino Thunder did such a good job, because you actually
they didn't like each other initially. Yeah.
No, at all.
And they weren't friends at all. Yeah.
They couldn't stand each other, and it's like you saw them mesh and become tight.
Yes.
Like the friends. That makes sense.
And even then, like, as they are real friends, you can still tell that they're nitpicking at each other too.
Yeah, it was a nice little progression.
Yes.
Exactly. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with starting them out as friends, just as long as we are able to understand that this is why they connect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we never got
cool to see it would have been cool to see conflict.
Exactly. Like, and unfortunately, the only time that we got conflict with the original groups was the only time that they were, like, under a spell. That's the only time that we got. But other than that, they were just happy-go-lucky living in Pleasantville.
And cleaning up garbage for the world.
Exactly. Like,
I don't know. When I saw that episode, I was like, no, I'm sorry. But what teenager wants to be, like, saving the earth? Like, not that I'm not saying it's not a good thing to do, but I remember when I saw that episode, I'm going, wait, what teenager will be all about saving the earth? And how your friends are going to jump in and want to help you right away?
I mean, I can see now, hang on. Now, like, this is something that I can see. In the comics, they did do a cute little thing. I don't know whether y'all read the recent have been keeping up with Go-Go.
No, I haven't.
Okay, dang. I don't want to spoil it, but there is in the more recent issues of Go-Go, Trini does ask the Rangers for help with daycare.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's asking for help, and everybody turned her down. It was like, nah, I'm good. And then it was like, are any girls gonna be there? Right. Basically, kind of being like, what's in it for me?
See, that's realistic.
That's realistic.
That's realistic.
And I understand, back then they were trying to make them seem really goody goods and, stuff like that, which is cool. You want to try to make them as role models, but at the same time, you can also do the same thing, but also be real.
Yes.
So, I mean, but yeah. So, but all right. So yeah, that has been this episode of Tribunal of the Grid. We hope that you enjoyed it. Please follow us on Instagram, Tribunal of the Grid, all one word. We are on all social media. We are on Instagram. We are on the Twitters. We are on the Facebook. We are on all that. So just follow us. Give us a shout. We're also on Spotify. You can listen to us there.
We're not on Spotify yet, are we?
Spotify.
We're on SoundCloud, yes. SoundCloud, and all of our episodes are available on YouTube. If you don't have SoundCloud.
If you don't have SoundCloud, you can listen to us on YouTube as well. So yes, please, like, just support. There will be more episodes coming soon. And once again, we are back in 2020. And I am your host, Brandon.
I am Lena.
I am Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.